first we have to get the teachers to understand this and the caregivers at the base of child development. But all of this language and everything that I'm learning here applies across the board to life.
It was a good chance to make connections with other districts that are trying to implement similar culture change, and really good networking for different organizations throughout the country that can help with our work on this.
We need to take a look at each child and each individual that's struggling with something or anything, displaying a negative behavior. And we need to take a step back and we need to ask a simple question: why is this happening? And we need to try and understand it from their perspective. I happen to be a Covey fan. And Covey says, take the time to understand before working to be understood or attempting to be understood. So if we could take a step back and look at why our children are behaving or our offenders are behaving the way they behave, maybe we'll have a better clue as to how we can address them to help them achieve their personal responsible goals.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, I think, as other people have said, this is the way we're moving, and we're getting away from this. We know what we're doing is not working as a society, as a country. The way that we're intervening with children isn't working. We're seeing more and more behavioral issues pop up, and so maybe looking away from the behavior and starting to look at what's underneath it. And I think this conference does a really nice job of setting people up to do that. I think just gaining insight and self-process, I think, has been a big part of this conference as well, is kind of looking at the way that you view the world, the way that I view the world, and being able to integrate some of these principles into my own examples as I'm hearing all these stories, right? It's like you hear all these stories and then you're like, oh, I have a kid just like that, and maybe I can use some of this, or if I had just switched the way I thought about it in that moment, maybe it could have gone differently. And so I think that it's a great way to switch from, especially if you're pre-contemplative like that, like, oh, I don't know if I should go. It's like, yeah, you should definitely go, because that's where you can grow the most.
This is absolutely worth the time and investment for numerous reasons. Number one, you can be reinforced about the things you feel you might already know. Number two, you could look at new ways of communicating your perspective. Very often we're so passionate about what we see and want to do that we continue to communicate in the same manner. Here you come and you learn new ways to say the same thing.